In today's video, we're going to talk about my updated for January 2026 everyday carry gear that I carry every day and show you a couple things that I carry when the occasion calls for it. We'll say that. And if you stick around towards the end, we'll also do a little bit of an update and kind of sneak peek of what's coming up. And I'd really like to get your input on what you'd like to see as far as channel programming goes in 2026. Netflix doesn't ask you that, do they? Anyway, that's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me for today's video where, like I said, we're going to talk about my current 2026, at least so far in 2026, everyday carry gear that I carry every day, and also just maybe some extra things that sometimes I carry. And I like watching other people's videos like that because I've learned about some things I didn't even know existed, so hopefully that'll help you. Then we're going to follow up that towards the end with just a sneak peek and a little bit of a channel update of what's coming up on the channel, and with my request to you for your ideas and input on what you'd like to see, and maybe what you think about what I plan on showing. So that being said, first, as usual, today's words of wisdom from the Bible. Somebody's going to get triggered. Just for some good wisdom from the most famous book in the world. So this is from Proverbs chapter 12, verse 15 in the ESV. The way of a fool seems right to him, but a wise man listens to advice. Enough said. And, of course, a big thank you to my friends at Hog Holsters for being the longest running channel sponsor here at Survival on Purpose. Hog holsters are the absolute most comfortable, most concealable holster I've ever used. They are 100% made in the USA, down to the screws. Every single hog holster is painstakingly handcrafted to fit your specific pistol model. There is no one size fits all at Hog Holsters. And if you use the coupon code Survival on Purpose, all one word, you'll be glad you did. So that's Hog Holsters, helping Americans wear guns. Thanks to Hog Holsters for being a channel sponsor. Now, everyday carry. We're going to start with that. And if you don't care about the channel update and stuff, you can get that out of the way. But like I said, you might learn something. You might find something, see something that you didn't know existed. So we'll start with the big guns, so to speak. Every day, I'm going to carry this Glock 19 in my Hog Holsters with my XS big dot sights on it. I'm not going to, well, there it is, okay? You see how smoothly that drew and snapped back into the Hog Holsters? So I've got the Gen 5 Glock 19 XS big dot sights, the DXT2s, Hog holster. I'm wearing a core gun belt, this core ratchet belt. I really like this core belt because it's very, very supportive, and it also is very easy to adjust if you had a big meal or you're sitting down or whatever. Like if I'm in the truck, a lot of times I'll just reach down and hit that little clicker right there, loosen it up a little bit. When I get out, I can just tighten it back up, and everything's supported. And then on the other side, to kind of balance things out, I'm carrying two 17-round Glock magazines in a Blue Force Gear double mag pouch. This is a 10-speed pouch, actually. 10-speed double mag pouch. So that's my main, normal, usual firearms carry. And I do that. I like appendix carry, but in my job, I work in construction. A lot of times I'm bending over and stuff, and if you're bending over a lot, appendix carry is not necessarily very comfortable. But when I carry appendix, I've been using this Tier 1. This is the Tier 1 Axis Elite, because for me personally, the way I carry it sagging down, it's got the width that kind of helps support it. My sons actually carry appendix as well, and they carry it in their Hog holsters with no problems. So for me, that works well. So, and when I'm carrying that appendix, I'm carrying the Glock 43X with a Mepro light, MPO-S optic on it, and excess suppressor height sights. And if I'm carrying that, I usually don't use the core belt just because my friend Lewis at Tactical Response kind of gave me a big tip when I was starting out. When you're carrying them on your waist, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, you really want it to be secure and tight, have your belt, secure and tight. When you're carrying appendix, it really helps to let it sag a little bit. So I started doing that, and it really changed changed things for me as far as appendix carry. And when I'm doing that, I'm either going to use this Dynamis low pro belt with just a Velcro. Like, this is great for flying because there's no metal on it. So I've walked through TSA several times with this on. They tell you to take your belt off, take your belt off. I just ignore them, and it goes right through. And sometimes, if I don't have to go through TSA, I'll use a siege belt. This is not stiff at all, but it snaps up really well. I'll put the buckle over here. On either one of them, I'll put the buckle over here on the side, not in the center, and let it sag a little bit. And that just, for me, works really well. So, and plus, the siege belt, in a pinch, you can whack somebody with that. Let's just say that. How about that? Or break a window if you need to get out. So that's the firearm stuff. So we probably took way too long for that, but hopefully it's covered. Now, the other thing I always have on me is a blade of some kind. And for a while, I was carrying this Emerson CQC 7BW, and this is one of my general in the mix knives always. And I got a few, but this is always in the mix, and sometimes I carry it. Lately, just because I just got this, I've been carrying this, oh baby, Spyderco Paramilitary 2, and whoo man, I like this knife. I like it. This was for a long time my favorite knife, one of my favorite knives ever. They're both one of my favorite knives. We're not gonna, it's like your kids, we're not gonna say that one's better than the other. So anyway, that's kind of my two main go-to knives right now. And of course, this. And this is not the standard classic that I did in my last, I've been carrying for years, I had in my last video. This is a new one, the Rambler. And I saw this after I lost my, I don't know, umpteenth little classic. And this one is a little bit tiny, it's like 1.1 inch bigger this way, but it has a whole nother blade in it. Anyway, there'll be a video about that coming up soon. That's the Victorinox Rambler. And finally, not really a blade, but it's going to be in my pocket. The Dynamis Combat Flathead, and I gotta tell you, man, I have caught so much grief and so much derision about this because this thing's over 200 bucks. It ain't cheap, man. But, and it's not just a screwdriver. And people say, just get a screwdriver, get a crowbar, get this, get that. Look, snaps right in here. It's in my pocket. I cannot tell you how many things I use this for. Literally, not a day goes by, I don't think, that I don't use this for something that if I didn't have it in my pocket, I have to go find something. But I got it right here, I can deal with it. It just works. It just works for me. So I get it. It's not for everybody. It's not cheap, but I don't regret the purchase. So also, I'm going to carry this. This is a Solo T multi-wrap medical device. How about that? So this functions as a tourniquet, a stretch tourniquet, functions as a pressure bandage. It can function as a chest seal. A lot of different things you can do with this. You can make a sling out of it. You can do all kinds of stuff with it, and it's very, very handy. I've got a trauma kit in my truck. I've got a trauma kit in my bag, but this is in my pocket. This for me is very, very convenient, and I feel confident that I can do a lot of stuff with it if I need to. In the other pocket, I've got my VanQuest Vault 2 RFID blocking wallet, so anything on the inside is blocked from RFID. Man, this thing is small, it's compact, it's just very lightweight, and I like it. I've been using it for a long time. And then also in this pocket, I've got my favorite ferro rod that is attached to a butane canister. It's the old trusty Bic, because fire's life. And finally, my Surefire Stiletto Standard. It's what I like. The Pro's a little heavier, a little bulkier for me, and I do this a lot. Instead of a headlamp, I have a mouth lamp, and the metal one is not comfortable doing that. Oh, and I always wear a watch. I know you can check the time on your phone, but I like to be able to look down at it. Sometimes I wear an Apple Watch, but more and more I'm not. It's handy to be able to see my text and all that, but I like a watch. And what I've been wearing lately is this ProTech Series 1000 carbon composite dye watch. This has tritium valves in it, so it's dark, I can see it really good. Now let's talk about one more thing that may be helpful to you. You probably don't consider this everyday carry gear, but it could be critical to your ability to see what's going on. And I'm talking about, yep, these old spectacles. And if you wear prescription glasses, then you know it is like absolutely pretty important. So let's kind of go over these. Are like my, we'll call them business dress glasses or whatever. And I like these because they're just super, super lightweight. These are the Ray-Ban. These are RB8725s. I had to look that up, but if you're interested in some little frameless glasses like this, then you might want to be interested in that number. But when I'm at work, I'm supposed to wear safety glasses. I'm in construction, so working or shooting. So, man, these are my newer Wiley X, and these are the Epic, and they're matte gray. They're a little different from the old Wiley X because they're they have a little lighter colored frame, and I had just scratched the heck out of those, so I got these. Wiley X absolutely is my go-to for glasses because they're super, super strong. They're protective. They're the whole 9 yards. They even got little side shields that go on if you need side protection. And then for sunglasses, and sunglasses are important to consider even if you don't wear prescription glasses because you need to protect your eyes. So I've got two different kinds really. I've got these Wiley X. These are the Omega, and these are in polarized bronze, which is a pretty cool color. And then I also have, because these, I kind of got these to replace my other ones. These are the Romer 2s, these are Romer 3s now, these are in emerald green mirror. And they lighten things up a lot. Kind of look like a little bit of a fly there, huh? Anyway, I'm telling you, Wiley X are absolutely rock and roll good glasses. They're ballistic rated. They are even the prescription glasses ballistic rated. They look good. They're comfortable. They're very, very well made, and they're they're my choice, to be honest with you. So now let's talk about a few things that sometimes I carry depending upon the situation or just how I feel. Like often, but not always, I'll carry a backup gun. And I kind of did a video about this one here. This is one that I carry sometimes when I'm really wanting to go minimalist. This is a North American Arms Sentinel 22 Magnum revolver, 5-shot revolver. And I'll carry it in this little Galco pocket protector, which this one actually has 5 extra rounds in it. Like if you got to reload this, you're in a bad condition. Or, and I'll carry that in my pocket. Or sometimes, and you've seen this one, for a little larger option, I'll carry the Smith & Wesson. This is a 642 Ultimate Carry with excess big dots on it. And I can either carry that in this Galco pocket protector in my pocket, and it takes up a lot of pocket room in the handle because I've got these big grips on it, because the other one's hurting my hand, sticks out of your pocket a little bit. But what I've actually taken to do it more often than that is carrying it in this hog holsters, and this is a left-hand holster, so I can snap it on here. Let me loosen you up a little bit on my britches, so to speak, here. And then, if my right hand is injured or otherwise occupied, I can still get to a pistol, and if I need to. And honestly, if my left hand's occupied and this pistol's down or whatever, I can still draw this with my right hand. So, and it's very comfortable. It's so short, it doesn't really bother me here. So if I'm carrying here, I can carry this here. And I suppose if I'm carrying an appendix, I could carry this here. So either way, it's a good backup, and it's 5 rounds of 38 caliber. And as you can see, it's not really obtrusive looking. So sometimes, not always, I'll carry one of my Dynamis. This is the Dynamis Revere. This is a purpose-built knife, and you can guess about the purpose. Or even if I want to get smaller, I carry the Razorback. And then if I know I'm going to be in a non-permissive environment where I have to go through a metal detector or get a winded or whatever, I'll carry this, which is the Dynamis G10 blade with a non-metallic sheath. And let me say right now, it's not going through TSA. That would be a crime, and you're going to get caught because you're going to get scanned or patted down. But just this, I know a guy that was able to take this into a concert or two, and where they wanded you and you go through a metal detector, one of the walk-through metal detectors, and nobody said a word. So those are 3 different blades that I sometimes carry. Another thing I sometimes carry, even when I can't carry this, even to TSA, is this. This is my Cane Masters tactical walking cane. I'm sorry, personal protection walking cane. This will get you right through TSA. You can carry this on an airplane, no problem. And is it as good as a gun? Nope. And is somebody going to take this away from me and beat me up with it? I don't know. That seems to be one of the common comments that, or I guess criticisms people have of this. Oh, you're just an old guy. Somebody's going to take it away and beat you up with it. Look, if somebody's aggressive enough to want to take a stick away from me and beat me up with it, what are they going to do if I don't have a stick to begin with? So I think I'd rather have a big stick than nothing. And that's probably the very first weapon known to humankind is a stick. And then finally, the last thing that sometimes I carry with me in my list here is sometimes I'll carry my tactician light if I'm going to be out and about at night. Because this is, again, purpose-built, designed by James Yeager in conjunction with Surefire, and it's just made to be a fighting light. So if you need to fight. So there we go. That's it. That's my kind of my everyday carry gear, both standard and optional. So now, if that's all you care about, thanks for joining me. If you were interested in kind of where we're going with the channel, you know, and what I have planned already, and maybe what I'd like, kind of input I'd like from you, then stick around, because that's where we're going right this second. So first of all, SHOT Show is in a week from when this video comes live, or maybe less than a week, depending on when I get it out there. But SHOT Show is coming up real soon, so I'd be really interested in put in the comments below if there's something specific you want to see at SHOT Show, you want to see me cover. Let me know, and if possible, I'll do my best. My goal is, by the way, after SHOT, to have a giveaway for the channel. It's been a long time since we did a giveaway, so I'm going to do a few giveaways this year just because I think it's cool to win stuff, and I know most people do too, so I like to give somebody the opportunity to do that. And I'm going to try to talk to some folks at SHOT about participating in that, so there'll be some cool stuff coming up. In the production schedule right now, here's a little sneak peek for you. I'm going to do a series. I've got a series I'm working on. I'm already partly done with it. Battle rifle setup. Kind of set up my Midwest Industries 308. Also, my new Dirty Harry setup, because I went a little old school and got me a Smith & Wesson revolver. Got a night vision device in hand I'm going to be checking out. I think I've got a thermal on the way coming. Got cool new radios. Kind of like, got some Nextel vibes to it. Maybe you'll like that. I've just got the delivery today, haven't even opened the box, of what I think may be one of the best values in a really good scope anywhere. And of course, more sharp stuff. So that stuff is in the production schedule, in the works already. But what I would like to ask you to do is maybe tell me what you think about these ideas I'm about to share with you, and then any other ideas that you have, I'll be happy to hear them. So, I want to make a series on precision rifle for regular folks, and I'm talking about setting up a rifle that you can shoot, you know, beyond 100 yards, beyond 200 yards, maybe out towards 1,000 yards, and what the differences would be between that and a regular old hunting rifle setup. I want to make a series on something like effective self-defense concealed carry for regular folks. I like the regular folks thing. I'm not, most of the stuff you see is like from some dude who's like, I was a Navy SEAL, or I was this, like, I was never anything but a Boy Scout, okay? But I've been shooting all my life. I've been fortunate to have some really, really good training from some world-class instructors, and I've taken it seriously, so I think I have some things to share. I've also been really trying to figure out, considering how I could start doing some podcast-style interviews, you know, 30 minutes or longer kind of interviews with interesting people on subjects we cover. Like, personally, one of my favorite videos I've ever done that I go back and watch from time to time is the hour-long video I did with Clint Smith at Thunder Ranch, because, man, it's like, I watch it over and over, and every time I watch it, I get something else out of it. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to connect with people like that, people that bring way more to the table than I do, so that can get shared with you. So if that sounds interesting to you, let me know if you think that'd be a good idea. Almost done here. Man, shorts. Shorts are really, really big on YouTube right now, and I have been really dropping the ball and behind the curve on that. I have made a few shorts, you know, just 1 or 2 minute videos, but not in a while. And again, it's about time. But if you'd like to see those, let me know. I'll see what I can do about it. And then I know I've been firearms heavy centric over the last couple of years. I've really been focused a lot on guns because I think they're very important tools to have, and I think the ability to use a gun properly and safely and effectively is an important skill to have. But I kind of gotten away from some of the outdoor skill stuff, and I really I think I have some stuff to share there as well. I was a Boy Scout when I was a kid. I was a Scoutmaster for 20 years. 2 of my sons are Eagle Scouts, and I spent a lot of time learning that stuff. So I'm going to try to maybe do some Boy Scout skills series, maybe even an updated map and compass series. I did one about 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Probably could stand a little update. And that's it. So those are what do you think about those ideas? And then finally, are there any ideas, general topics, or even specific topics or gear that you'd like me to cover on the channel, you'd like to see? If you leave the comments, leave your suggestions or opinions or whatever in the comments below, I will check them out and do my best to see if I can make it happen. So that's it. I hope this video has been somewhat helpful. I really appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. I appreciate your support. 2026 will be 13 years, and man, I can't believe it. I really appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. I appreciate you sharing these videos. I appreciate you subscribing, leaving your comments below. I sincerely appreciate it. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.